What was it?
Spider, I think. I don't like spiders. That electric one is
Nice.
It's nice.
It's actually really nice.
Hey everyone, Mike here with Rusty Garage and Homestead, here with my friend and neighbor Joe from the Okie Woodsman channel, and he's brought a couple more saws for us to mess with. He's got the 2500T, 56 volt battery powered, and the one I've been looking forward to running, the 2511T. First impressions, in my hand, this saw is a lot lighter and smaller than I thought it was going to be, and that is very comparable to this one on size and weight. Really looking forward to testing these things out and seeing how well they work.
This saw doesn't even have a full tank of fuel through it, so we're actually going to put it to work today.
Okay, I've got the 2500T battery powered. He's got the 2511T. We're going to just start cutting up on this oak tree. About halfway through, we're going to swap saws and just kind of get our opinions on what we think.
And these saws, I believe, have an identical bar and chain setup. They've both cut just a few cuts. Let's see how they perform. There you go. So to turn this on, all you do is press the button once, the light green, and it blinks when it's on lock.
Okay.
And you're good.
Cool.
There it is.
Easy enough. Okay, now we're going to give the battery powered 56 volt 2500T a try. That's nice. Let me cut with this one. This one's kind of fun.
It's nice, huh?
It is. For a battery powered saw, this thing's getting it on pretty good. This thing's cutting better than I thought it would. Plenty of power. It's light. I mean, you can see this limb. Look at that. It's not bad. It went right through it. I'm really impressed with this thing so far. Okay, we've got about a 6-inch log or 6-inch branch sitting over here. We're gonna do a few little test cuts with the 2500T and the 2511T. So let's see how they hold up. That electric one is
Nice.
It's nice.
It's actually really nice.
Okay, first up is the 2500T electric one. I'm just gonna make a few different cuts on it and we'll see how it does. Okay, now the 2511. All right, everyone, you guys seen them in action. The 2511T, I really like this saw. It is small, it's lightweight, and it's pretty powerful. It really is. The 2500T, I've got mixed feelings on battery powered equipment. This thing actually works really good, and I could definitely see it having a place with professionals. You're up in a tree or up on a pole or whatever, being able to talk to your ground crew, not having to start and stop while you're up there is huge. It cut fantastic. Battery, there's the battery. It's still 3/4 full. I used it for a while. Joe used it for a while. Joe, what are your thoughts on both of these saws?
Well, you know, it's hard because we all want to jump on the positives and negatives. What I can say is this chainsaw does exactly what a chainsaw ought to do. It cuts well out in the field, it's easy to use, and it's not underpowered.
Right, yeah, exactly. It worked great. Like most battery equipment, this thing it'll be curious to see your videos later on this summer when it's, I mean, we're in Northeast Oklahoma. It gets triple digit weather pretty regular in the summertime. So it'll be cool to see how this thing functions in extreme heat.
Yeah.
And then, 6 months from now, whenever it's cold, how well does this thing do, a year down the road whenever it's nice and cold outside? So it exceeded my expectations.
What about power characteristics? After cutting with that one and cutting with this one, what's your initial impression? This is not a long-term review because this is the most I've cut with this because these are brand new saws to me.
To me, knowing that, I know this saw is going to get a little quicker as it gets broke in. This thing, I don't know. I'm still kind of, I think you said it best. This does what a chainsaw is supposed to do, and it does it well. There was a, how sometimes you get some battery powered equipment and like a angle grinder and you're hogging on it real good. Yep. And it just kind of dies on you. This never did that to me. And I was hogging into that wood pretty good with it. And it took it like a champ. It did what that saw, the gas powered saw, would do. It kept going.
And then you're going to have some timed cuts on your channel and you'll be able to compare. Now, I think what's important to note is which one would you put on the back of your side-by-side around the farm? Just off of initial impression. And also factoring in the limitations of battery. Everyone knows what the limitations of battery are, I assume.
Let's say if I had both of these and I'm just here around the farm, I'd throw the battery one on there. I honestly would. Most of the time this battery's going to sit there just fine. You can always have a second one on the charger ready to go. Most people I think would want to say the 2511 just because it's got gas in it. You can fire it up. I can drive wherever and I got a chainsaw ready to go. Well, essentially you do with this as well as long as the battery's up. But around here, the quietness, I could see this being real beneficial taking to the woods whenever I go deer hunting in the fall. It's not loud. It's not going to spook a lot of things. It does great. It's got plenty of power.
It'd be interesting to see how this would do. And, around here, we do get negative temperatures. And battery power has a limitation with extreme heat or cold, like you were talking about earlier. It all depends on what you're doing and what your needs are. He's got a farm with acres and acres of land. he has the potential to cut quite a bit, but we just took care of an entire top. This battery would have done the whole thing, no problem.
I think so. I have no doubt.
And just like the fuel tank on this would do it. Now the thing is it all depends on how you're using a top handle. Are you going to go take out a top handle and use it all day long or not?
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times it's just clearing that limb. I feel like on a farm situation, I think you might just want to go ahead and clear that limb or that fence row real quick until you can come back with a bigger saw and get the rest taken care of.
That's the main purpose of having the Pinkway top handle that is currently on my chainsaw mount on the Ranger, is just for clearing trails. I check the fences almost daily around here. Pretty regular. We get branches or limbs or something on a fence. Just being able to have a little lightweight, small, portable saw to take care of that and go about my business is very handy.
And to note, this saw, the 2511T, is less expensive than the DCS 2500T.
Okay. I actually did not know that.
This is more expensive.
Okay.
Now, if you had, let's say you were a landscaper or something, and you already had a ton of batteries and chargers or whatever, you can buy the bare tool and it's pretty affordable.
Okay.
So it's just like with your DeWalt's and Milwaukee's. If you already have the platform, this could be extremely cost effective. But if you just need a single saw, this costs more money from the get-go.
That's good to know. I wouldn't have guessed that.
Guys have told me that this saw cuts quite a bit with this capacity and this power battery.
Well, that little oak tree that we just cut, that was probably, what would you say, 40 foot, maybe 50 foot?
Yeah, 45, 50 foot.
Yeah, somewhere in there. We cut up we took pretty much all of the twigs, branches off and cut everything up into 4 to 6, 8 foot pieces that I'll pick up later that we'll make firewood out of. The saw did great. It had zero issue. Couldn't find anything that slowed it down. Like I said, it's still got 3/4 of the battery left. I'm pretty sure a person, if this is all they had, they could cut down and cut up a pretty good amount of wood for themselves if they needed to. All right, guys. Well, I'm excited to finally get to run these. Thank you, Joe, for bringing these by. If you haven't checked out Joe's channel, check it out at the Okie Woodsman. He's going to be doing some muffler testing on some Husqvarna and Stihl chainsaws. So be on the lookout for that video on Joe's channel. But if you found any of the information helpful, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks.
Thank you.